Good evening. Good evening to all the participants.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
So good evening and a warm welcome to all the joining this 5-day faculty development program from 17th to 21st August 2026. This is organized by the Department of Psychology, Sacred Heart College, Tirupattur, in collaboration with the Department of Counselling Psychology, Loyola College, Chennai. We are delighted to welcome all faculty, students, and participants to this 5-day faculty development program on empowering faculty for the AI-driven future, building safe, ethical, and empathetic education. Today marks the first day of this enriching program, and we are pleased to begin this with a session on Beyond Passwords, Cybercrime, Safety, and First Response for Faculty, which will be led by our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Leo David. As AI reshapes education, this faculty development program offers an opportunity to balance innovation with values of safety, ethics, and empathy. We look forward to 5 days of meaningful learning, insightful discussions, and enriching interactions. As we begin this meaningful program, let us take a moment to seek God's guidance and blessings for the days ahead. This is my honor to invite Reverend Dr. Selvaraj, Assistant Professor, Department of Psychology, Sacred Heart College, to lead us in prayer.
Let us recollect ourselves, be mindful of this moment as we begin this first day of the FDP program, seeking God's blessing and His guidance. Loving and gracious God, the source of all knowledge, wisdom, and intelligence, we thank you for gathering us together for this 5-day faculty development program on empowering faculty for the AI-driven future. Bless our resource persons who are going to be the instruments of sharing your knowledge for us. Guide our coordinators, all our organizers, and above all, shower your blessings upon all our participants. Open our minds to learn, our hearts to share, and our wisdom to use technology responsibly and creatively. As we explore artificial intelligence, remind us that technology may enhance intelligence, but true wisdom comes from knowing how to use knowledge for the good of humanity. May these 5 days inspire us to become better educators, wiser users of technology, and compassionate mentors to our students. Bless this evening as we begin the first day FDP and make it a fruitful and transformative experience of all. Amen.
Thank you, Father Silva, for the meaningful prayer and for invoking God's blessing upon this program. With those blessings, let us now move forward to the next part of our program, the introduction of our distinguished guest speaker. It is my privilege to introduce our distinguished resource person, Dr. Leo, a talented academic leader, media strategist, AI practitioner, and a certified POSH trainer. With over 22 years of academic experience in India and Malaysia, he currently serves as an assistant professor and head department of visual communication at Kumaraguru College of Liberal Arts and Science, Coimbatore. Dr. David has made significant contributions to AI integrated education, academic leadership, curriculum development, research, and faculty development. He has earned advanced AI certification, holds 2 granted patents, and has authored and co-authored 25 plus international publications. His expertise and experience make him a highly relevant resource person for our faculty development program. We are indeed privileged to have him with us today. Sir, we warmly welcome you and look forward to an insightful and enriching session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Hope I am audible. Let me also share my slides. Present now. Okay. In case if I'm not audible, just let me know. Otherwise, it's perfectly fine. Let me also switch off my camera for time being because I see some kind of bandwidth slightly showing up. Later, I'll come back to switching on. Um, very good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving me your time at 6 o'clock. I'm at 6:30 because I know that's one of the most days. 6:30 in the evening is when a faculty member is finally choosing between going home and just answering one of few emails so that the day comes to an end. The fact that you're here says something rather nice about this group. Wherever you are, which part of the country you are, I just want to see you react to this particular message. Can you just pose which part of country you are from, just in the chat, just to type which place you are, so that I know that people are listening or people are reacting to this. Just type where you are. Thank you. Let me see. India. Thank you. Okay, let me see. Okay, thank you. Okay, fine. So I could see like roughly all over India. Thank you very much. Our little title for the today, Beyond Password, and I chose those words carefully because the threats we'll talk about don't break your password at all. They do something very clever. They talk to you in the opening the door by yourself. For the next 1 hour, I want to see you this subject through your own eyes, first as the target, then as a person, frightened student comes to you running towards. Let me begin with the idea that is little uncomfortable for you. Maybe like I will show you what is that. Before that, let me see what we'll do for this session. First, any doubts, clarification as you come across, you can put it in the chat box. We'll take it up at last. Keep your microphones muted, possibly. I'm sure like the moderator also will take care of that. Any questions that you feel, you can take it out at the last. In case if I ask you to react in the chat box, please do react so that I also get motivated to go on with the session. We'll talk for an hour. From there we'll take it for the question and answer. So that's way the session will go. So the next one, the question that I said, like you're not going to be a bystander. By the way, you're going to be the target. This slide is very deliberately blunt. You're not a bystander to a crime, and you are the target. Not might be one day, right now, this evening. And look at the logic. Criminals don't hunt careless people. They hunt reachable people, someone with a good salary account, a UPI ID, and a public profile in LinkedIn. That is not description of a victim. It's a description of everyone on this FDP right now. The second card is the one I really want faculty to sit on. When a student is trapped, you're usually the first adult they tell before the parents, before the police. Here is a small commitment. If you accept just for this 1 hour that you are a target, just react in the chat. Okay, yes, maybe I'm the one target. Just I want you to react. It can be just a hi, just say yes, possible, whatever possible. If you could react, I will say that okay, fine. Honestly, people are listening to with the right mindset. That's what I want today. Thank you. So that gives a lot of positive thing for me to go ahead. Let me go to the next one. We like to think cybercrime as a fringe problem, something that happens to others, less careful people. These four numbers that you see on the screen disagrees. In 2024, reported loss crossed 22,845 crore rupees, up to 206% in a single year. The complaints reached 28 lakhs in 2025. Loss has grown 41 times in 4 years. An average day, India loses around 1,000 crore rupees only to cyber fraud. You can look at the bottom. Okay, here is a sentence that matters the most. This is only what gets reported. The most embarrassing scams that are least reported, which means the real number is worse. The source, by the way, is government's own forensic. It is in the bottom right corner, and I like you to photograph this rather than read citation along the way, because anyway, all the stuff I'll be sharing up as we go on. I also promise you that this is the most number heavy slide in the night that you're going to see. I can already sense few of you remembering the urgent message. You simply must check. Stay with me. The data doesn't bite. If you feel the types of cybercrimes that you across have seen in India, I'll give an option for you to type. If you feel digital arrest is the prime, just type A. If you feel investment scam, you can type B. If you feel sextortion or some kind of sexual related stuff, you can type C. Or if you see UPI, OTP fraud is the most, you can type D. If you feel any of these four is the toppest one, you can just type digital arrest, investment scam, sextortion, or UPI and OTP. Let me see how many can guess. You can just type A or B or C or D. A, people see D, B, okay. Okay, so my assumption is correct. Most will guess A, digital arrest, or D. Interesting, hold on. That's a very different strategies that we have here. Look at the three of the four stolen rupees come from investment fraud. If you guess digital arrest, you're excellent in the company, and you're wrong. Look at the big green arch. Investment and trading scams alone account for 76% of every rupee lost. 3 out of 4 rupees. If you look at the digital arrest is the one filling the news, which is 9%. Okay, most of us look at the news. Sex education is 4, and the gap is a real lesson of this slide. The scam that makes the most noise is not the scam that takes the most money. As the communicator, we of all people should notice that fear travels faster than facts. So tonight we'll follow two different trails, money trail and the harm trail. They're not the same slice of circle. And this is not a static problem. Watch what is done in just 4 years. Let me go to the next slide. So here, there are 3 bars, one story. In 2021, reported loss were about 550 crore. By 2024, nearly 23,000 crore. That's not 41%, it is 41 times. But look closely, 2025. The losses actually held flat, even the complaints kept climbing. The flattening is not the luck, it's a first real evidence that faster reporting and banks freezing transfers are starting to work. That is genuinely hopeful, because the entire second of tonight is about how you personally make that number blend. Let's meet the scam. Okay, I will take you to the real thing that we have done so far. Okay, so fine. So the first here is the digital arrest. So digital arrest is a crime, but that does not exist in Indian law. Let me say something important. The first thing, in Indian law, there is no such thing. It does not exist. The one fact would have saved many of people behind these numbers. The script never changes. A simple call, your parcel, your Aadhaar, your SIM is linked to the crime. You're passed to a main man in uniform in a video call is what looks like a real police station. Then the cruel part. They keep you on camera for hours. Okay, I am sure you would have seen in a lot of Instagram reels that you're seeing. Sometimes this video goes for days, cut off from everyone until you to pay everything to clear your name. Over 1,23,000 of this in 2024, and 120 crore rupees gone in the first 3 months alone. The victims are mostly seniors, educated, accomplished people, not because they are foolish, because they were ambushed by fear. Let's be honest, okay? Let's be very honest. How many of you or how many of your family member has actually received a call like this? Let's see, just if you have received, just put yes. If any of your people have become a victim, just put a yes in the chat box. Okay, quite a good. So look at numbers. That shows what we are actually. Okay, so which means it has happened. That scam runs purely on fear. The next one runs on something even more powerful: greed dressed as an opportunity. Okay, the biggest thief wears friendliest mask, guaranteed rated. I'll show you a live demo also. Okay, this is 76% that we talked about of the donut. Wearing your friendliest mask, guaranteed return. It usually begins with a WhatsApp or a Telegram group or a beautiful trading app where your money appears to grow. They even let you withdraw a small profit money, and that tiny success is the hook. You must invest more, and the day you try to take out the real money, the app freezes and it's gone. There is a version built for your students also. The task job, like a video, rate a hotel, earn a little. This is a title that I've come across. The first payments are real. Then they ask you to deposit to unlock bigger task. These have jumped from 400 and to 85% in a year. And they notice the slide flags that as the industry estimates, not a government figure. Give your students one sentence to leave. If a job asks for you to pay in order to earn, it is not a job. Those are big numbers dramatically. Let me show you. This is a screenshot that I've worked on. Okay, let me go back and show you a real demo that I have worked. Stop. Let me stop. Let me go back and share a window. This is the window that you can see. I'm sorry, I'm sharing a wrong screen again. Let me share. Oh, okay. Give me a second. Let me share. Okay. So if you look at this chat, from morning, I have been chatting with this guy. So there is a trading expert that you see. He asked me how much I supposed to invest. I said, I want to invest 1.5. I actually instigated his mindset. So he sends me, if you invest 3,000, in 45 minutes, you'll get 15,000. So like this, it goes on. Okay. Then he asked me, I said, I want to invest. I want to actually check with him. So I said, I actually want to invest 10,000. Later we'll do once I get the 3,000. Then he was ready. So he asked me to share, etc., etc. Then after that, he shared me a QR code. I asked him what number, etc., etc. Then I went on with my work. Actually, I forgot. Later came back. He was asking me, what happened, sir? What happened, sir? Even my wife not asked me this. Imagine the kind of love he carried for me. This is the way exactly it happens. The moment you give, you transfer 3,000, they will give you 15,000, but it's not guaranteed. So the moment you give, maybe like take example, if they figure out your background, even the 3,000 you will not get it back. So that's how usually the investment fraud happens. So let's get back to our slides. Hope you will understand what we are talking about. Okay, so let me get back. If you have let me check. Okay, fine. So we saw the samples here. Let's we go to the next one. So 4 tricks, 1 shared weakness, 1 single moment of confusion, which means a collect request distributes so that approving it sends your money out. An OTP handed over to verify a tiny charge, a call forward code, a fake KYC. This is what actually happens usually. So now I could ask, who are the ones who usually use UPI every day? Is there anyone who have not used UPI? Just put it in the chat. If you're not using UPI, you have not never used UPI. Is there anyone? Mostly, I would say like 90% we use. So because we feel it's easy way. But the suspect answer is even the people who promise themselves they'll cut down. So what is the problem here is we actually don't figure out how we get this OTP, how we actually become a part of it. So what is a baseline here is memorize this one rule that defeats all 4. You never ever enter a PIN or a OTP to receive money. Never ever enter a PIN or OTP to receive a money. We never do that. So entering a PIN always means your money is leaving out. Okay. So that was about your wallet. Next one, hard one we were talking about is how student community usually hides it. So okay, so let's talk about this. So the fast growing thread in our student community is always a kind of a sexhortation. This is the fastest growing thread to individuals and emotionally most dangerous. The stranger turns a friendly video chat somewhere intimate, records it, or now simply morphs an ordinary photo using AI. I am sure you would have seen quite a good number of AI pictures being morphed and it's been circulated. And then the threat comes to everyone whom he knows. 47% of Indian adults have faced. Can you imagine? 47 of Indian adults have been victim or known someone who faced a AI voice or a deep fake scam as per the McFree survey, self-reported or slide flags its honesty suggests. The case on the the case on the right is real. What you see here, July 2025, an IT professional sent fake nude image to himself, his LinkedIn face, on other body with 5 lakh demand. For us as a faculty, one message matters above all. The image is fake and the shame is misplaced. Victim did nothing wrong, did not pay, don't delete screenshots. Block and report. And reassure the person before anything technically. These were the headlines threatened. Beneath them runs a steady, everyday layer. Scam your family actually meets. Let me tell you how your family comes part of this particular kind of scams. Think of this as a menu for next few minutes. 6 everyday scams. Courier call, fake job, loan app, romance fraud, price or KYC message, and a fake helpline. I'll take each of its own slide with a telltale signs and exactly what to do. Don't memorize the list. Just notice how ordinary each one looks like. Let's start with one that quality opens the door to the digital arrest. So courier scam. Just a minute. Courier scam. It opens with a line distinguished to freeze you, a parcel in your name as freezed, and it contains something illegal. Automatically you're panicked. You stop thinking, which is exactly when they hand you over to a fake police officer. Usually you get these calls when you're getting up in the morning, traveling in the morning to the office, or possibly when you're returning back from the office. The call comes exactly at 8 o'clock, 8:30, 8:45. Recently, the call is reduced. But actually, the moment you figure out it's going to be a courier or FedEx scam, if you're smart, you can engage them because it is a very good time pass. You can talk to them, they will tell you everything. You can act as if you become a victim. That's a time pass. But in case, if you really feel it is threatening, just cut the call. So don't encourage, block the number, possibly report the number. So automatically that's one. The signs are simple. A call about a parcel you have sent. It will say, sir, we have received a parcel in the customs. It has your name. Dr. Leo is the name and it is from Coimbatore. And in the parcel, you have a fake 5 passports in your name. And we have a packet of drugs, 7 SIM cards, 7 credit cards, and $1,100. That's the way they'll say. So that's how it starts. And a sudden transfer to police, and we need to verify. To verify we are the one, they'll ask you to money, then automatically it goes. A pattern at the bottom is the real, what you see here. We have seen a retired gentleman in Bangalore lost 9 crore rupees in this way. Can you believe? 9 crore rupees. The response is one word, hang up. And then if money is moved, 1930. That's what you're supposed to do. Courier scam preys on fear. The next one preys on hope. Let's see what is that. Fake job and offer letter scam. So what does it mean? Fake job. For our students and fresh graduates, this one is very dangerous because it arrives precisely when they look most anxious about employment. A wonderful offer, no real interview, and then fees begins. Registration, training, visa. And at its worst, people are trafficked abroad and forced to run scams by themselves. So, the rule to teach loudly, make sure a genuine employer never asks you to pay to get a job. So that one we need to get to our students very clearly. Verify the company, check the Minister of External Affairs advisory before any overseas offer comes in. So those thousands, if you look at the real world pattern I have mentioned, there are a good number of Indians were lured in Cambodia, Myanmar, they're forced to run scams. Even now, they're talking about. So the next one is the real loan. Because I would say, like most of our college students, especially, come into this instant loan app trap. What it will show you is it will show you app. I can show you some of the apps. It will have where uh, you can just install. It will show you like you are eligible for 2 lakhs. Once you do, it will dispose 1.5 lakhs or 1.99 to an extent. Then what happens is the moment you feel struggling, the same kind of message will go out saying that this particular person have not paid the loan. So after you install, it will ask you to get your contacts and photography get accessed. So automatically, when we are needing the most of money, we happen to allow that to happen. We may take up a tiny loans, okay, but the brutal hidden interest, maybe like you take 20,000, you may be paying 30,000. The most important moment come late. When we struggle to pay, since they are able to access our photos, since they are able to access our contacts, morphed photographs, and shame you that we cannot take it up will go to everyone in our phone book, which means everybody in our phone book gets a morphed image of ourselves. So this one has ended in real tragedy across India. So please give it its full weight. Borrow only from FBI registered lenders. Refuse those permissions, and if harassment starts, I'm sure you know 1930, and never pay the blackmail. So that's what it can. That scam attracts through money. Next attracts to the heart. So that's how it is. Let's go to the next one. This is something that people may not be aware, especially if we are 45, 50. We may not know this. Romance fraud, weeks of work and attention, and then crisis that only your money can solve. A gift stuck in customs, a medical emergency, a golden investment. It empties lakhs from kind, often lonely people of every age and gender. So what happens here is it tells they never quite video call or meet. They fall in love remarkably fast, and eventually there is a money ask. The practical difference: reserves, image search photos, and talk to friend before you act, because affection quietly switches off everyone's judgment. So what is actually a romance is? So you happen to have a friend, non-friend, unknown friend, possibly a known friend in Facebook, Instagram. Then possibly you become very close because they started appreciating you. Mostly are kids age of 15, 16 who are very active in Instagram, or possibly 18, 19. They become a good friend of an elderly person. We call them as a sugar daddy, sugar mom. So after some time, the kids receive gifts, and after some time, there is a demand for exchange of gift. It can be a sexual act, it can be a money. So this sugar fraud or romance fraud happens. Let's make sure we don't give space for that. So watch out what is happening. So next one is something that you have won. We call it as a electricity scam. Now this driving license scam also comes. Driving violation also comes. Either it says you won the prize, your KYC is expires today, your power cut will happen tonight unless you pay the 30 minutes. So every one of this manufactured urgency, there is urgency. Because urgency is the enemy of good judgment, click before you think and your details are gone. So that is where we need to have. So the habit to build and to teach: never click the link. Okay, so whatever link that you have in our SMS or in WhatsApp, don't click. If you're genuinely worried, open the official app or walk into the branch. No bank or no electricity board ever ask you OTP. So the last of the 6th day, one turns your own search for a help against you. So that's where comes the fake customer scam. Fake customer scare, you have a problem, you have your Google helpline, and the number at the very top belongs to the fraudster. A friendly agent asks you to install a screen sharing app to assist you, and they watch your OTP and empty the account while you're still politely on the line. So you have your freedom to screen share and happens to help. So any helpline numbers are from official apps or websites, never from a search or advertisement. Never install app because the caller told you to do so. That's what the everyday layer. Now we go into a little deeper, that attacks that don't want your money, but they want your identity. So the next one is steal the master key and every account falls. How many of you so far understood what we are talking about? If you understood, I just need a S in the chat box. So far, something has gone into my mind. Any yes? Thank you. Let's give me a time to have my sip of water. Thank you. So here is the shift thinking. Everything so far went after a single transition. Mostly everyone agree. This session goes after a master key. Your login, your SIM, your screen, because once a criminal has that, they no need any of your early tricks. Every account you own falls at once, and often it completes silence. Okay, let me ask you a simple thing. A quick one-word reflection. When I say word identity in a digital sense, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Just type. When I say identity in a digital sense, the first thing that comes to your mind, just type. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so perfect. So my assumption was Aadhaar card, password, data, privacy, response. So it was exactly where these attacks are happening. Let's start with the most common of all. Okay, so phishing, phishing, phishing. These fancy words are for one very old con. Delivered by email, by SMS, or by voice call. A message pretend to be a bank, scares you or tempts you, and you type your secret into fake page or read out a OTP. The scale is enormous. Over 1,35,000 financial phishing attacks in India in the first of 2024, and up to 175%. The defense is boring and unbeatable. Type your bank address yourself and never share a OTP with a living soul. Okay, that much you need to have. If a phishing steals one login, this next one turks one login to all of them. Account takeover. Account takeover is one cracked password, usually your email, becomes a skeleton key. From your inbox, they resort your banking, your socials, everything, and they beg money from your own friends in your name. So it happens in Facebook, it happens in your Instagram. So what we normally do is, especially when you have your Instagram, usually faculty have, very often we need to keep posting in Instagram, in Facebook, in whatever social media. I don't ask money through logins. That post you have to do. so that people know, even someone using your fake ID, they will know, they will check your profile, they'll say, this guys keep posting it. Even if they ask, nobody's going to give. Let's not waste my time. That's how the fraudsters will skip through. So we need to do it. So protect your email first because it is your master lock. A unique password and a two-factor authentication. So unique password is normally 14 digits. Okay. More shorter, more liable for hacking. More longer the password, it can be like Leo get root, 30, 40, 41, 42, and one more get root. People cannot even break it. Okay, so it can take years. So on as well as two-factor authentication. One is in phone as well as email. So you know, even if it has happened, recover fast and warn your contacts before scammer speaks to them. So that is the easiest way. But what if they don't need your password at all because they have taken your phone itself? That is the next crime. Spin swap. Spin swap is, this one feels like a black magic, but it really just a paperwork fraud. What I have to do is, with the leaked details in my email or wherever it is, someone persuades the operator to issue a duplicate SIM of your phone number. So they may have your Aadhaar card, they may have your PAN card. All you have to do is walk in and say, my SIM is lost. So I'm sure like most of Aadhaar card does not carry a perfect picture of ourselves. And moreover, operators don't check that. So operator issues a duplicate SIM. Once the duplicate SIM is registered, your phone quietly goes dead and every OTP now rings on their phones. So automatically, every bank details will be passed on to a frauder. He gets everything and it's wiped off. So next time your signals drops for no reason, don't reach straight for your usual complaint about a network provider. For once, it might be genuinely not their faults. Possibly reach to the place and check whether you have a swap or somebody have misguided to hack off. So if your signal dies unexpectedly, call your operator to some other mobile and make sure never forward a SIM or putting code to anyone. So remote access. Okay, so remote access is like, sir, my laptop have an issue, this particular one, let me have this one. So automatically I'm giving access, which means I can just sit and watch where someone is doing everything with my lap. So they will install a small app called AnyDesk. You need to install. You need to give a code to them. So they'll take it, which means like they can go to your email, they can receive OTT, they can receive SMS. Take example, a MacBook can have a OTP. Can have a SMS that we can receive in our phones. It can do all the job of a phone. So I need my phone. AnyDesk will do. So make sure this also doesn't happen. So the Reserve Bank itself warned about again and again. So the rule is absolute. Never install a remote access app because the caller asked you to. If you're already have done, cut the internet, uninstall it, and report it. So we have protected the wallet and the identity. Now we turn to something money cannot measure. Anyone can guess what it is? Money cannot measure now. What is that one? So we saw about wallet, we saw about identity. Now we are going to something that money cannot measure. What is that? Let me give a clue. It starts with a text letter called D. Emotional, okay. Something else? Okay. It's called dignity. Okay, so dignity. Here is the truth we don't say enough. Not every cyber crime is about money. For students and especially for young women, the deepest harm is safety, dignity, and reputation. In 2023, nearly 29,000 cybercrime against women were recorded, and fewer than 1 in 5 ended in conviction. Why? I'm talking about. Hold That gap is your mind as we go through the next five. It is often begun with something that looks very harmless and persistence. That is cyber staking. So cyber staking, relentless, unwanted conduct and monitoring, usually someone the victim knows. Blocked on one account, they return on the other. Somehow they always know your movement. For student, this is exhausting and genuinely frightening. So what happens? Today I'm going to Pondicherry. I post in my Instagram. I'm meeting my mom. So tomorrow I'm taking a session in Loyola College. I'll post it. So which means even if someone doesn't know us, if we're in the friend list, even if you block them, they'll come back. So it is much worse, especially with women, because we post our facial identity, we portray ourselves as a beautiful, well and good. It's nice, appreciated, but not every eye is genuine eye. There are a lot of evil eyes over there. So the response: don't engage, preserve the screenshots, log down privacy, and report, because this is punishable offense, not merely someone being a little bit persistent. When the persistence turn into a crowd, it it becomes something we all recognize. It's called cyberbullying and trolling. The playground has moved into phone. Unlike the playground, it never closes at 4 o'clock. Cruel comments, targeted memes being pushed out of groups and again and again. The sign to watch as the teachers: a student suddenly withdraw, anxious, or fake accounts create purely to mock them. I'm sure most of your psychology faculties know this. Save the evidence and report and block, get them to a counselor, and let's stop calling just online. To the child, it is their whole world. So, when an abuse turned into their image, it crosses another line internally. It's called morphing and image abuse. Morphing and image abuse: ordinary, public photos are lifted from the profile, edited onto a explicit or defamatory images. And now AI is making it very, very simple. And simple to an extent, it takes possibly 20 seconds or less than that. Odisha alone lost 273 morphing cases in a single year, which means registered, non-registered, and quite a huge number. The message to the victim is same as with the exhortation. Don't pay, don't delete, screenshot, report to 193, Women and Children Helpline, and demand a takedown. So it can happen. So cybercrime link is always useful. Sometimes weapon is not a fake image. It's your real private information. That is called doxing. Doxing, publishing someone's private details. Okay, so address, phone number, workplace. This is where your fake or common chat rooms comes in. India has a very, very good number of chat boxes are there. So if you have a boring, you can go to a chat, you can type. What happens is, if I know my faculty number, so if I know some of my girls' number, if I know my friend's number, I want to take a revenge on them. All I do is call this number for service. Done. People will keep calling, you lose your mental peace. With the unspoken invitation from mob to harassment, that much, suddenly the victim is droning with unknown calls, threats, even visitors at the door. It has happened to students and journalists after nothing more than an online argument. So that is doxing. Report the post wherever you see, tighten privacy at once, alert close contacts, and document everything to the police. The quietest weapon of all, a lie that travels faster than the truth, is the next one: online defamation. Online defamation, false humor, a fabricated screenshot, fake news about a person. In WhatsApp world, the lie has been through 100 groups before the truth even found its shoes. And reputation, jobs, relationship pay the price. So here is a civic habit worth teaching every student. Don't forward what you cannot verify. And if you are the target, preserve the evidence again and demand a takedown. Defamation is actionable under the new criminal law. Tell this to people, tell to our students. Maybe if we come across, if a faculty come across, it can be so us also. Now, to set a scams hidden, the most ordinary things that we do online, buying, selling, and installing. So that's what we are going to the next one. Fraud, hiding inside the building, selling, and installing. Six frauds, all hiding inside the everyday action. A purchase, a sale, an app you installed. Each looks completely normal till the trap springs. Again, I'll take them one by one. And like you noticed how each one abuse habit already you have. Starting with the bargaining tool. Let me ask you, how many of you don't have any purchase or online apps for purchase? How many of you don't have? Like Flipkart or Swiggy, Zomato, or Amazon. In case if you don't have, just put I don't have. Okay, so I assume that most of us carry this. So the fake shopping sites and ad promises an unbelievable discount on a brand you trust. The site looks perfect, you pay, and nothing arrives. This happens in Facebook and Instagram. You will see beautiful ads, you will see like beautiful discounts. You will come across fossil watch for 500. You will see perfumes of for 150 rupees. If you go, give your details, nothing comes back. But your card details now belong to someone else if you're using a card to buy. This blossom every festival season, especially. So that tells price far below the market, prepaid only with no real contact, a web address, and just slightly misspelled. Buy from the official apps. So that's something you need to find out. When you go into app, find out where is the local, where is that particular thing is manufactured, physical address, phone numbers, all the things has to be there. So that's something we need to take care. Buy from official apps, prefer cash on delivery, and actually read the domain before you type the card numbers. Selling is just another risky as buying, especially to a certain army. Okay, so what does it mean? A marketplace is a call. You are selling something, and very politely, army officer urgent posting offers, pay by QR code, but a QR code and your PIN number can only send money. No scanning does not pay you, it debts you. So what does it mean? Remember, it's a law of physics. A QR code or UPI PIN only ever sends. If anyone asks you scan to receive, it is a scam. Again, anybody is asked you to scan, to share, to receive, it is a scam. Meet locally, possibly in a cash. So that's one thing. That comes explains on QR. The next one explains more on simple file. So it is fake apps, malicious app. A file lands on WhatsApp, a bank update. I'm very sure you would have come across like bike when you cross a traffic violation, you have these files. So bank update, a reward app, even a wedding invitation ending in .apk, install it, and silencer reads your SMS, forwards it. What happens is this is basically a kind of app which goes into your SMS. It does all the reading part. So automatically it can be something that you should not. So any unverified APK please don't do that. So install only official store. Go to Google Store or Apple Store. Install only those kind. Never open a APK from a chat. Glance at what permission is app is demanding. So we keep coming back to one little square of black and white. So it has won its own style. So the next one is QR code. Okay, so most of us use this every day. So QR code is one worth by burning its memory because it's so common and so preventable. In the moment people forget the scanning a QR code, entering a PIN can only pay money out, never pulls in. So instead someone asks you to scan to receive refund, you already know what you're supposed to do. And also remember, when you go to a shop, when you scan, ask them, well, what's the name of the person who you're going to pay. Usually, the recent trends that we see is, especially with local vendors on the roads, they have the screens, they have the QR code. Even a tender coconut guy will have a QR code. In what happens is sometimes people put someone's QR code, not their QR code, and the shop owner will not know that he is not receiving his money. So it's better we send it to the right person, scan. When you scan, when you're going to enter your PIN, make sure there is no camera or no CCTV on the top, which is observing what PIN you're typing. So that particular part, please watch out. Whom you're paying, whether the CCTV is watching. So that part, please watch. The next one is very, very interesting one, like matrimonial frauds. So matrimonial frauds, impressive profile, often an NRI professional, investment weeks building a sense of shared future, then the crisis, custom fees on gift, emergency, investment just needs little money, it costs family lakhs, sometimes crores, which means we look for bridegroom or bride from foreign, and you will see apps, matrimonial sites, purely of frauds. And the moment we started knowing each other, the money part comes in. I need to travel back to India to receive all this, etc., etc. Then at the most, we lose everything. Sometimes the bride or bridegroom share the pictures of themselves, get into lots of trouble. That's also happens. So avoid video calls till we meet them in family. A NRI story with a sudden money problem and rush to commitment, never ever. Verify the person, family independently, never send money to anybody without knowing where we are. So, one that quietly explains this 76% from every beginning for the right we know. The next one is where slowly coming into place, especially with India. Crypto and Ponzi scheme, guaranteed high returns, fewer small every payouts to build trust and pull out friends, and one morning withdraw fees, the operator is gone. It is something that is very, very commonly often happening. So don't go for this, especially in India. India have not registered, and this India have not seen, have not approved any of crypto as of now. Let's make sure we don't deal with any of this. So this engine behind 76% that we talked before. So the rule is blunt. Word guaranteed next to the word returns is warning label. Use only SBI regulated platforms and check registration before single rupee goes. So I'll take another 5 minutes to finish off. Hope moderators is fine with that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So, so this is the plumbing beneath of all of. Malware that rides on the proprietary software, data breach that leak your phone number, email, password, raw fuel of every scam tonight, public Wi-Fi and public USB ports can quietly infect your phone, spyware secretly install and track someone, often sadly inside relationships. Habits are simple, update your software, avoid pirated apps, avoid public charging ports, especially with the USB, avoid public Wi-Fi's possibly. You have heard all this evening, never install an app where someone told you to do so. So these were the things that we need to watch out, especially with our device. So let's get back. Let's get back to our students. Their world is mobile, whether you agree or not. Video first, gaming heavily, and always on. Okay, if you give them full day, they are ready to play. So to protect students, we need to understand what actually live, and it's not where we grew up. 4 to 5 hours a day on screens. Over 40% of children 8 to 18 already on social media, often on a parent's phone. 486 million gamers in this country, and gaming has now overtaken social media and fewer time spent. So, if a child at home spends more hours in a game, then you care to admit you are statistically extremely normal. So, which means we are allowing something that is not normal. Parents and teachers, let's find out. Let's be a little more cautious in this, finding out how much time we give. So, I will also say, I actually want you to react in a chat. How many of you give your mobile phone to kids to play or kids to respond to their teachers or friends in WhatsApp? If yes, just put yes. You give it, you forget it, you don't know what they're doing it. That's what I'm asking. Nobody gives. Come on, teachers. Fine. I assume there is a people don't give. That's good. But here is where it matters. Their attention lives inside a short video and game chat, and that exactly where grooming, scam links, addiction do their work. And the world has a corner where we have named plainly, however, uncomfortable. So different hook, same endgame, blackmail kept alive by shame. I kept the language on this slide classroom appropriate, but we must name this because silence is precisely what keeps them alive. Anonymous chat with a stranger's app that record quietly, free adult chat sites, dating app honey traps, where a match becomes a robbery or a blackmail, a fake gigolo or a playboy job, ads that bleed young man through fees and shame, single rackets that cheated over thousands of them. Notice the common thread. The hook keeps changing, curiosity, loneliness, quick money. But end game is almost the same, blackmail. This racket survived for years on single thing, the victim's shame, which is exactly where you come and live. Believe first, don't judge, preserve, don't pay, report. So, why do intelligent, careful people fall for any of this? The answer is it's down out, not about intelligence at all. Scam don't hack computers, they hack human for instinct. Here is the humble truth. Scam don't hack computers, they hack people. They pull not just for levers, it is fear, authority, urgency, and greed or hope. Notice these are not weakness of any foolishness. They are simply features of being human. In fact, confident, accomplished people are sometimes the easiest target because they cannot quite imagine being fooled. So, to be cleverer than scammer, the small habit that works of all four levers at once, pass and verify through channel you choose yourself. Hang up and call back on a number one you found. That 2 minutes pass is most powerful scrutiny tool you hold. And the idea, the pass is the bridge in the second of the tonight, not spotting the trap, but what you do the moment this springs. So, what happens when you actually do? Everything so far has been recognizing danger. This part is about response, muscle memory for the first hour, for yourself and the frightened student. If you remember nothing else for tonight, remember the next few slides. First, foremost, golden hour. When money leaves your account, time is everything. Every hour of delay lets flow through another layer of mule account until it cannot pull back. So four moves. First, call 930 national helpline that can freeze the transfer. Two, file on cybercrime.go.in because 930 is only helpline and the portal creates a legal record. Three, tell your bank in writing within 3 working days to keep your RBA zero liability protection. Four, stop using the compromised phone. Never use the same phone if it is hacked. And this is genuinely works. Mumbai 1930 teams recovered or blocked nearly 202 crore rupees for victim in 2025 alone. So let's do it together right now. Let's not take your phone, try to save this 193 and your contact number, put it as a cyber helpline so that we know we are in the right track. Next one, don't delete the shame. Okay. Here is this instinct exactly is wrong. In shame and panic, people delete the chat and block the number, destroy their own cases. Before you react, preserve 4 things: money trail, whatever transaction has happened, cyber trail, a complaint acknowledgement, and the identity is a simple written line. Even if you make mistake, you did some wrong, save it so that people know how you fall for, so that the police can protect others from falling for, as well as they can easily find out how it is done. Walk into a cyber police station with those 4 neatly organized, and you have done your investigators' first day of the work for them, which is very often the difference between a case that moves, the one quietly stalls. So you don't need to section numbers. You need to report first. This slides talks about the law. I'm sure you don't have to worry about this. The law says that everything is taken care from all the points that we have seen so far, from morphing till identity theft, from cheating to replacing frauds. So that also can taken care. So all you have to do is make sure it is reported. And of your first reaction decides whether they get help or go silent. This is the heart of tonight. A student caught in sextortion and grooming is drowning in shame. Your first reaction decides whether they get the help or they will go silent forever. A technical step comes second. Human step comes first. So stay calm and actually say the words, "This is not your fault." Preserve evidence, report, and loop in parents or counselors with the student's knowledge. And it does not matter just much. Don't scold, don't tell them to pay, don't shout. This will make a lot of relax for the student community. It can help them a lot. If you take one phrase from this entire session, believe it or not, let's believe, let's never blame. So before we go, this is the 6th habit, move forward for easy target. So none of this is technical. Pass the panic, verify the independent, hang up and call back to the number you found. Lock the basics, unique password, 2 factors, no save cards, UPI limit, possibly within a limit unit. Shrink your footprint. Talk about it openly with family members, elders, students, because silence is the fraudest best friend. And save 913 the most. So do this quietly. Move yourself from an easy target to a hard one. You don't have to be unhackable. Just you have to be more trouble than the next person. Awareness is the wall, is the firewall that scales. One line holds everything together. Awareness is only a firewall that scales. We cannot buy antivirus for our students, judgments, or for our parents' fear, but we can teach them to pass. So accept that you are a target and you stop being easy one. Remember, fear plus urgency plus authority equals a scam. Trust the golden hour. 193 is the main tool. Thank you for spending every this evening with me. I'm sure I would have made some reactions for you, some kind of thought. All these are the lines that I'll try to share with the uh, um, with the organizers. With that, let me close. Thank you very much. I'll open the thing for the questioning part.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. It was really very informative. Now the floor is open for questions and interaction. Please feel free to share your questions with Dr. David. Kindly please unmute and you can ask your question. Kindly feel free to ask questions. Anybody has questions?
You can also type it in case we are not comfortable.
Yeah.
You can type. I can take it from there. There's a good number of new kinds of scams are coming up, which I don't want to discuss. The reason is it's very, very minimum, so people doesn't know. We don't want people to learn new crimes also. That way, especially based on AI. So that part I kept off. Don't think two things can happen, ma'am. One is people understood everything,
Yeah.
or people
Yes,
didn't understand
either they're
anything.
clear. Okay. So
Or the
I think
second
so
is
they're clear. I think they're very clear because your presentation was really very easy to understand, sir.
thank you.
So thank you so much, sir. We sincerely thank Dr. David for the insightful and engaging session. We are grateful for his valuable knowledge and practical insights, and we appreciate the active participation of all the participants. Thank you, everyone, for being with us this evening. We look forward to welcome you again tomorrow for another enriching session. Have a pleasant evening and a good night.
Good night. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.